Well, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. They have the absolute 144 unadulterated truth and peace, love, mercy, and citations and safety to the hopeful elect. All right. I'm going to show you this video, but first I want to get this scripture out, which this lesson is based upon. All right. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth the so-called Negroes, and in the gates thereof languish. All right, the leaders. All right, when you go into gates, into the word gates, it means the leaders. All right, the leaders of Judah languish. They are black unto the ground, and they cry of Jerusalem, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Okay, and the word black, it means, it's going into the pigment. And yes, also, it's going into the mourning of the people. All right. Judah was mourning at that time. They were languishing. All right. The cry of Jerusalem is gone up. All right. They were languishing. They were mourning. All right. And it was also going into their pigment, going into the physical characteristics of the tribe of Judah, okay, which they're the so-called black people. All right, the tribe of Judah, it also encompasses the whole southern kingdom, okay, which is Benjamin, Judah, Levi, okay. But what do you call it? All right, Kedar. The Hebrew word of black, all right, for the Hebrew word that was being used at the time for this term, for this word, was Kedar, all right.
Strong's H 6937.
All right, Kedar, all right. And definition is a primitive root to be ashy, dark colored, by implication to mourn. Okay, this is to be ashy, dark colored. What is that? Judah, man. All right, and is not Judah also in the same state, mourning right now? Okay, our people are in the ghettos, strung up on drugs, broken up households. All right. First fired, last hired. Okay. So they're also mourning too, okay? To mourn in sackcloth or serdid garments, be blackish, all right? To be blackish, because we're not, the southern kingdom is not black. They're blackish. They're color of black. They're dark skinned, okay? Be make darkened, all right? It says be make darkened, all right? Judah, all right? Southern kingdom in general, they're dark. They're really dark compared to the rest of Israel, the northern kingdom. Okay, dark and heavily, cause to mourn. Okay, all right. It says to mourn, be dark, to be dark, to darken, cause to mourn, to grow dark. Right, and yes, when you're mourning, all right, you're in a dark. You're in a mourning low state. All right, you just want to be in the dark, and it's spiritual. That's the spirit. Because my mother was speaking to me earlier about something totally had nothing to do with this topic, but she was saying I came over to her house. I'm over at her house right now doing the lesson, and she's she had the lights off and watching TV with the dogs, talking to our cousins, and when she got off, we were talking, and she's like, "Well, yeah, I just been off. I've been on the phone all day, watching TV. On the phone, and in the dark. With the lights off today. And yeah, I'm really low because my stepdad, he just passed away. Okay, and that's the spirit because I'm going into a lesson where Judah was in mourning, right, in the dark. Okay. And we're still, Judah's still in the dark, all right? The whole nation of Israel is still in the dark, okay? in mourning, all right? And so is my mother, which is also from the tribe of Issachar, all right? How do you say it? She, she's mourning over my stepfather, all right? She's, so yeah, that's the spirit, she was in the dark all day, like for some reason, usually she has the lamp light on, but for today, she had the light off for, all day. I'm like, oh, I thought it was weird, but yeah, that's the spirit. So yeah, man, Kadar. Let me show you this video. Yeah, you see where I'm getting, you see who it is. First of all, not all the tribes are dark skinned, okay? What are they? The Argentinians, the Chileans, I forgot what tribe they are. Cefatali, even Issachar, the whole northern kingdom, they're less dark than the southern kingdom, okay? Like I'm from Issachar and I can only get so dark, but put me out in the sun, I'll get dark, but not as dark as the southern kingdom so-called black men, okay? So yeah, man, not all the tribes are one color, man. Not all the tribes are so-called black, okay? And there's, no person on earth is black, right? We're all shades of brown. Not shades of brown, but shades of the dirt, the soil, the ground. That's why it says Judah languish and is black unto the ground. And what color is the ground? Many shades of the ground, many shades of dirt, many shades of brown. Okay, there's no so-called black person, all right? No black, all right? Nobody's black, man. You're either a really dark brown, dark soil, and that's the spirit right now. I'm next to a pot with no plants in it, and the soil's really rich and it's really dark, but it's not black. All right, and the soil is really dark, man. All right, it's not black. All right, there's charcoal, but that's but that's not the point, man. The point is, the soil, the earth. Most of the time, it's brown, shades of brown, tan, really light, really dark. Okay, so moving on. And look, they bypass dark colored, be blackish, be make, darkened heavily. All right, they to be ashy. Okay, they totally bypass or ignore Slakia. They totally ignore all the other, the colored part of it, the aspect of it, okay? Slakia. It's a pretty busy road. But yeah, that's how Mr. Malone is, a slick devil, man. A sly, deceiving, trickery. He's very trickery, man. He's very he's indirect, right? Because he's bypassing. He's totally being ignorant to where it says to be ashy, to be dark, be darkened, be blackish. Okay, not even mentioning or talking or explaining why it says that. You see the pride in his eyes and vocab. Did you hear that? Lack of Hebrew knowledge. This is Allah Shuan Kadash is not even your language, Esau. And second of all, you changed the Lashon Kadash, the true Hebrew, the true Paleo Hebrew. You changed it to Yiddish and all these other BS, man, adding U's and E's and other sounding, changing the Hebrew, man, right? And then you're saying a lack of knowledge. Well, you made the Lord's perfect language into something of your own, okay? All right? So, of course, you're going to say something like that, right? Because you're the devil. You're slick, right? You're indirect. You're sly, okay? You're a snake, okay? So, yeah. Moving on.
Right. So you would not be a black person is not darkened. And again, it's about darkening. And you know what's also interesting is that if you want to make a theology of this, that white is purity in the Bible. Over and over, white robes, shining white. And if I want to make a theology of that, I can make black evil and white. But that's not what we're supposed to do with Scripture. You know, Isaiah 118, the city's going to be white as snow, so white being the good, the pure. And if I make a theology of that, then I become anti-black. So it's the British Israelites kind of did that. It's a complete misusing of Scripture. But number one, the purpose.
Man's wisdom is like dirty rags to Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right. How can a man know his own way? All right. Roughly paraphrasing, All right. Man's righteousness is dirty rags to Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay. What else? A man may seem something to be right, but in the end thereof is death. All right. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay.
Scripture's Caucasian. That's all completely immaterial to me, and the last thing you do is fight over it. But my understanding from the imagery that we have, the literature that we have, even from a Mishnaic reference from the 2nd century by the Jewish people of the day, that they contrast black-skinned Ethiopians and the white-skinned Germans, and they contrast that. They contrast that with the Jews who were kind of like boxers.
And those are both heathen. The Ethiopians are Ham, and Germans are Edomites. I forgot what tribe of Esau, but yeah, man. Esau is just bugged out, man. And there goes vocab, just doing whatever he can to, disprove or not disprove. He can't disprove shit. Disprove the truth, man. Come up against the truth. You can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And because of this video, you're edifying. You have brethren like me bring out the truth. All right, edifying brethren, bring out the scriptures, man. Because I got more scriptures than just this one. All right, coming up, right? And you're forwarding the Lord's will, waking up the elect, edifying and building up the temple through knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So really, vocab, you're helping the truth, man. You can't do nothing against the truth but for it. All right? And I'm not even going to thank you. I'm going to thank Yahweh Shemi Shai. Right? Because he put the spirit upon you to be that devil, right? The wicked that you are. Okay? You're doing your role, man. So are the elect. Everybody has their own lot, their own role. Continuing.
Actually, your skin color
were not the Israelites casted out of Israel, or not casted out of Israel? Oh yeah, by the Lord, but did they not run away from captivity, or run away from Israel? All right. Okay. Is that not true? Were not the Israelites, ran out of town, for lack of better terms, by the Romans, all right, by these other nations, okay? And where are they at now? They're lost. All right, but not to the elect. The elect know where the Israelites are, right? Here in the Americas, scattered across the whole world, all right? And those people in Israel right now are definitely not the Israelites, okay? Because there would be no sickness, there would be no famines, there would be no death, no mourning, all right? When the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. When you look all around you, what do you see? Yeah, mourning all around you. When the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. Okay, the righteous are not in rulership. All right. So there's so many damn problems around, in this world, man. All right. The animals, the lack of nutrients, the lack of, the lacking of everything, man. Okay. Slavery. Okay. Not slavery, but everything, man. Okay. So yeah.
Either way, fine with me, whatever skin color was, perfectly fine with me. He's my savior.
Even if Jesus was, let's just like you say, black.
Yeah,
Jeremiah 14:2 is not a good place to prove it, is kind of what you're saying.
it's the opposite. Absolutely does not say that. Cannot be supported by the Hebrew in any way, shape, size, or form.
Thank you. Keep up your work, Dr. Brown.
God bless.
God bless. There's ICBK. Okay. Let me see. So we got Jeremiah 14 and 2. Let me read it one more time. All right. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. What color is the ground? All right. Shades of brown, not black. And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Okay. Okay. This Lamentations 5 and 10. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. All right. When people with pigment, when they're going into famine, all right. When the famine hits, when they're mourning, all right. What happens to people with pigment? Israelites. People with pigment in general, their skin darkens, man, because they're out in the sun. All right. Their pigment is stored in their skin glands. All right. Okay. They become ashy. Okay. That's why in the definition of Kedar, it said to be ashy. All right. When you're in famine, you don't have time to be putting lotion on to take care of yourself. You don't got the nutrients for your skin to be voluptuous. All right. For lack of better terms. All right. Your lips aren't full and luscious. Or your skin is ashy. All right. Because it's lacking nutrients. All right. That's why Judah was mourning and languishing. All right. So yeah, our skin was black like an oven because of the great terrible, of the terrible famine. And when you read this chapter, man, when you go through, start at 1, remember, I'm gonna read it all the way to 10. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us, consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens, right? We are orphans and fatherless, our mothers are widows, as widows. Verse 4, we have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Slakia. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. Slakia 9, verse 9. We gat our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. Verse 10, which is the point. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. Okay, so yeah. All right. So yeah, Kadar also means, mourning, going into a mourning low state, okay? A mourning sorrowful state. And it also means, it's also speaking about the skin color of the Israelites, man, okay? So yeah, okay. 1 Corinthians 14:33. Oh, Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Okay, what are all the churches of the saints? All right, the elect who have the truth, all those who have the truth and are not confused of the scriptures, or singing the same song, singing that new song. All right, who are at peace, have absolute 144% truth. Okay, that so-called Edomite that you just seen on the screen, he definitely did not. He's definitely not in the where it says, as in all the churches of the saints. He's definitely not a part of that. Why? Because he's confused, man. Okay. And if he's not confused, he's just spewing out lies. Okay. He doesn't have the truth. All right. So yeah, the Lord is not the author of confusion. Okay. The Lord, there's 144% truth. There's absolute 100% truth, man. Where is it at? The man of Great Millstone, without question. Revelations 1:15, and his feet, all right, this is describing Yahushua, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. Okay, and his voice as the sound of many waters, a deep voice, not a soft voice, not a like the voice I got right now. I got a pretty soft voice for a young man, but Yahushua, he was an austere man. Okay, I like to say more austere than me. All right, his voice was really deep and austere and strong and like many waters, man. Okay, but going into his skin, his feet were like unto fine brass. And also, when it comes to an austere voice, who has the most austere sounding voice? Okay, most masculine, manly voice. The so-called black men, the so-called Israelites, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, man, Negroes, the Israelites, man. They have the most austere, manly voice. We're the most manly people on earth, most masculine, testosterone-filled men on earth, man. Okay, feel like it or not. All right, but going into his feet once again, and his feet were like unto fine brass. All right, when you see brass, what color is it? All right, copper. All right, brownish. All right, as if they burned in a furnace. All right, when you take that brownish copper, and you put it in a furnace into much high heat. All right, what does the copper look like now? Exactly, it looks really dark, man. So copper's already fine. It's already fine. It's already dark as it is, okay? But when you put it in heat over the fire, in the furnace, what color is it going to turn now? Only darker, man. All right? And it looks like, the skin of a so-called black man, okay? So that's what Yahushua looked like. And he was also from the tribe of Judah, okay? Let me get that. Hebrews 7:14, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, okay? Of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood, okay? So the Lord came out of Judah, and if Judah is black unto the ground, and if Yahushua is like fine brass, burnt in a furnace, so Judah should be also, all right? That's the connection, man. That's the truth, the 144% truth. And these Edomites, these wicked people, man, these scoffers and mockers, these reprobates, all right, they don't want to understand. And if they do understand, they don't want to hear it, all right? They wish it was to not, okay? They don't want the truth, all right? They want to be in darkness, okay? Revelations 1:14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, okay? I'm going to bring some pictures out. All right, this is filtered. This is refined wool. Okay. So yeah, let me get it. So let me just So yeah, look at that. White wool. Right? So-called black man's hair. Alright? If I didn't tell you that was a sheep, where else would you? If this wasn't a sheep right here, sheep hair, alright, you know, you would say, oh, that's the hair of a dark-skinned man, an elderly dark-skinned man with much wisdom, alright? That looks like a black man's hair, alright? White afro. Alright, look at that. Oh, of course they got Esau. But yeah, man. Afro, man. Look, woolly hair. Okay? And when the so-called black man gets older and wises up, that hair only turns white. That's why it says white like wool. Okay, I don't got very much time. What else was there? And the eyes were flame as fire. All right, let me show you this picture. All right, you see Michael Jordan's eyes? They're red, cause Michael Jordan drinks that expensive wine. All right, that wine. But yeah, man. Look at that. Yeah. That's very common upon so-called black men. You know, their eyes. You know, as they get older, their eyes darken. You know, their eyes get that red. You know that. See, look, veiny red around their eyes. You know, that'll happen. You know, that's what happens to my eyes. You know, when I start drinking wine. You know. And it's the same with Yahushua. You know, Yahushua drank wine because it's lawful, man. And he knew the persecution he was going through and he was gonna come to. But yeah, man. So just proving that, you know, Judah is the so-called Negroes in America. You know, the so-called Negroes. Alright. I pray that this was edifying to the whole full elect. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakakadash. DTA, Abad Babal. Until next time. I'm going to say Shalom.